Hi guys, it's James from JJ Model Making here. Hope you're all well. Now that I've finished the Wander 350 New York, I fancy building something next which is a little bit simpler, a little bit smaller to move around the work desk, and inspired by my recent repainting of the old Tamiya M1A1 Abrams with mine plough that I did a few weeks ago. I've purchased a small Second World War tank kit. So this is the Wander 350 Tamiya Panther Panzerkampfwagen V, and I think it's what makes it important is the Ausf-A. So it's pretty straightforward kit, and yeah, get back to a bit of armour which I haven't done for many years. So what's inside? We've got instruction manual, two instruction manuals in fact, one in Japanese, one in English. And there's not too many steps as it turns out, so it shouldn't be too hard to translate and go through that, so that should be good. You basically get the main lower hull and then the top hull, sort of slide together nice and crisp. Everything looks fine. I mean, it's a Tamiya kit, so you can't really go wrong with one of these. It's a good sort of anti-slip type paint detail on the top there, which is quite nice. Some polycaps for the road wheels, decal sheet. I've obviously taken out all of the poly bags here so you don't have to worry too much. The turret and the barrel and the cupola. I've never actually used a brass barrel before. Has anyone ever used a brass barrel in a Wander 350 tank? Sorry, Wander 35 tank. It's too many ships. If you have, let me know in the comments below, because I'm not sure if there's a benefit or not. It probably is, but it'd be nice to hear some feedback. A bit more of the details, some spare track, assorted pulling wires of some description, pipes of some sort, and then that's the sort of the tailpiece. And then you get two little dudes. You've got a commander and a driver. And there's often a way with tanks. You get lots and lots of wheels. Lots and lots and lots and lots of wheels to go through. But we'll go through. And then you get two of these rubber band-esque tracks. I'm sure there's better tracks available in aftermarket bits, but I'm not too fussed about any of that. So let's get cracking and see how this thing turns out. So fast forward an hour and a half or so, and I've glued all the wheels in place. One thing I really want to point out though is one of the wheels here, this one here, the diameter of the pin just seemed to be too small. Like this wheel just wouldn't connect onto the axle at all. So I had to sort of cut a little bit off and do a bit of sanding and filing and scraping with the hobby knife to get it to fit. But apart from that, it's okay. Apart from that, all the other wheels spin, which is good. Even the drive tracks. The stern plate, or the back plate, I keep thinking of ships. The rear plate has been glued on with the exhaust and a couple of storage boxes. So next, we're going to put together the turret, which looks pretty straightforward, a bit of a box basically with the cupola on top. And then I'm going to glue the various bits of accessories onto the top hull, and then give it a bit of drying time, and then button it up with the lower and the upper hulls together, and then yeah, I think we're on track for a good straightforward build. So there we go, that's the turret put together. Small but slow steps, eh? It's actually quite good. I think it just about tilts still, but not really. Not as much as they claim it would, but decided to seal up the escape hatch because there's not much point having it open really. You can see hollow stuff inside. I'm not bothered about any of that. And machine gun on top. So next is crack on with the top hull. Right then guys, so we've made some good progress. The lower and upper hulls are now glued together, which is good. And I've left it dry for a little bit, and I'm basically sort of putting all the hatches sealed where possible, because I'm really not fussed about it all, to be honest with you. Machine gun poking through, which is from the inside. And next is the stage of sort of just going around and gluing down all the various bits of track and tools and bits and bobs and handles and whatnot across all the top here. And yeah, it's all coming together. And then just sort of give it a bit of a few hours to sort of just calm down, stretch, bend itself around to whatnot, and let the glue do its bit. And then we can move on to the next stage. So yeah, coming along slowly but steadily. So here we go folks, one complete built Panzerkampfwagen V, or Ausf-A. So yeah, everything's in place, all the handles, grab bars, bits of extra track, machine guns, the barrel holder device. Everything's in place where it should be, everything's looking good, so it's still a little bit damp here and there. So I'm going to leave it to dry for an hour or so, maybe a bit longer, and then get some primer on it, and then go from there. So yeah, looking forward to it. So the two colours I'm going to use for the camouflage, I'm basically going to try and recreate the box art here. So I've got this new humble acrylic range, which I really started to get into when I was painting both the Abrams and the Bradley. It goes through the airbrush just fine, you thin it down a bit, it's lovely. So it's Humble 237 and 116, as you can see here. Really nice sandy colour, so hopefully it will give us a bit of a better, good representation of that nice boxwork. So yeah, leave it to dry, get some primer down, and then we'll move on to the base coat. So there you go, gone from a sand coloured tank to a black tank, thanks to the layered black polyurethane primer I used on all my models. Not much to report, it's a black tank basically. So next is to put on the base coat and go from there. So just for a bit of a size comparison, here's a very old, repainted 7 times Tiger tank. So you can see the Tiger's a little bit smaller, but obviously a lot more powerful, much bigger gun, and yes, the Tiger's going to get a bit of an overhaul in the coming weeks or so. But yeah, next phase, let's get some base coat down. And a slight side note, I had originally decided to use the Humble 237 acrylic paint, but I've got hold of the 93, which is slightly more olive tint to it, so I'm going to go with that as a base coat, I think, and yeah, see how it looks. Right, well I sprayed the Panther. I'm really glad I decided to change the colour at the last minute, because I think it looks pretty damn close compared to the box art. I'm really impressed with it. So it's pretty much touch dry, so I'm going to leave it a little bit longer before thinking about spraying anything more on top. But next would be to put on the 116 olive drabbish colour, and then yeah, hopefully we can let it to dry for a bit, paint the road wheels, paint the tracks up, get them all a bit scuffy, and then put the decals on and do the detail painting. But yeah, it's coming along really nicely. Right guys, well the spraying is done. Probably not the best camouflage some of you have ever seen, I have to say, but it's my first go, so be kind. Interesting little way of doing it. I'm sure there's 1,000 different ways of putting camouflage on, thin needles, putting blue tack or white tack all around it to try and make it all nice and smart, but it's just a bit of a fun build, this one, so I'm not too fussed, but it's good practice nonetheless. So yeah, hopefully it breaks up the sandy colour a bit more, and it's a little bit darker than I hoped compared to the box art, but it's still not too bad at all. Yeah, quite pleased with it really, so I think next thing is leave it to dry for a bit longer and then start putting the decals on after a coat of flat, or maybe gloss actually, might do semi-gloss, try and spice it up a little bit, and then put some of the decals on, you can see here, across the top of the kit.